What is up from Dopetopia? I am Dope, and this is the Dope Show Live. We're here tonight. Gonna go down Comic Street. We're gonna try not to hang down one street called Nightmare on a Dope Street, I guess. And we got a special person with us hanging out tonight. Let's bring back in for a second visit. Let's bring in old Abyss. How you doing, brother?
What's up? Pretty good. How you doing, bro?
Doing good now. It's the best time of the week.
Oh yeah.
So, look forward to this all week, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah. So I was just talking to you backstage, but I ask you again: have you watched or listening or reading anything good right now?
Not too much. Like I've just been pretty much just chilling around, taking it easy. I ain't been reading too much here lately. I've been trying to stay busy in other things, but yeah, working on it though.
I read a lot.
Been...
Like I told you, watching stuff there ain't nothing watched good. I guess that's a good segue. And the best thing I've watched lately was Nightmare on Elm Street 1. So
yeah.
I haven't watched anything new. I've been watching that movie for about 30 years now. So, and it's funny to me, that movie, because when it first came out, I was 7. Now I'm 45, and I look at it totally different than I did when I was 7. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's got a lot of weird shit about it, because when you're 7, it scared the shit out of me. It came out in 84, and my sisters rented it, had a sleepover and rented that movie. And of course, I saw too much of it. And and it's weird because now I'm 45 and look at it totally different, you know. But
oh yeah, definitely.
But back then, you know, it was scary as shit. But also, besides the scary part, you just look at it from different angles. You know, the girls were hot. So you know, you look at Nancy and Tina, and they're hot and all this, and now they're like 15-year-old chicks. You're like,
yeah, man. Yeah, and it's like I remember watching it back when I was a kid, and I was like, yeah, it scared the shit out of me. Like I didn't want to go to sleep, and then like now that I've gotten older, I watch it and I just see like a lot of there's so much funny stuff in that movie too. Like the mom, like she's a trip.
Yeah. Well, what I liked about it, there at the very beginning when I was watching it. Well, first back to the 15-year-old thing. You know, when you're 7, they're hot, and then when you're 15, you're hot, and then like you start figuring out like movies back then. Now at least girls that are supposed to be sex symbols in a movie are at least in college age. But in that movie, they're 15, they're having sex, and just, you know, there's a scene in the bathtub that makes you cringe now. You know, that scene.
Oh, yeah.
And speaking of that scene in the bathtub, I guess that's a good place to start. If you remember, she's trying to fall asleep, and she's got that blue thing behind her head, and she's trying to she's trying to stay awake, but she's falling asleep in the bathtub. And her mom told her, she said hundreds of people a year die falling asleep in the bathtub. I don't know if that's true.
I don't know.
You ever met anybody that died falling asleep in a bathtub?
Nope.
I've heard that though. I remember as a kid, they're like, "Don't fall asleep in the bathtub. You'll drown."
Yeah,
I don't think hundreds do. So
yeah, I don't think so neither. Like, yeah, I definitely wouldn't be falling asleep in the bathtub.
Why the hell can't you just wake up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think if you went under, you'd wake up. You know, I've been asleep many times, being splashed with water and wake up.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Like as soon as they have that water like hit you, but I don't know. I mean, like I guess you just be relaxed with it, warm, and just
slide under and keep breathing.
Yeah.
Let's say hey to the chat. We got Ben. What's going on, Ben? City of Compton. I love it. We got KB in the house. I love it. We got Jacob. I love it. So we got 3 right now, and we got a Freddy mask. We can see from the little things. There's definitely horror people here, so we're good. Here's the first thing I was showing off. Look at this little thing.
Sweet. Ain't that the Toonie Terrors or something?
Yeah, it's like Walmart, couple dollars. I'm cheapskate. Yeah. I bought it a couple years ago. So
no, they're actually really cool. I've got a Herbert West one now.
Yeah, I've got a couple of these little things. So I find
I think they're pretty cool.
Yeah, because a lot of the action ones, the other action figures are down $40, $50, $60, you know?
Yeah.
I'll sit here with my little $8.
Yeah, the only
less detailed one.
The only one I got that's like a NECA one, I actually forgot to get it though. I got like the Dream Warriors one.
Mm-hmm.
It's all in the box and stuff like that. I got a pretty good deal on them. I think he's like 20 some bucks. I was like, I can do $20.
Yeah. You know, we're talking about the movie and stuff, and something else. Me being 45 now, as soon as I cut it on, I caught something for the first time that I never caught before in watching it. But when you first watch it and it's showing the credits at the beginning of it, I know they said Freddy was a janitor and he killed like 20 people. You know, as a
Yeah.
janitor killed 20 kids, but he's got some machine shop skills. If you watch him,
Oh,
he can weld. He does a
yeah.
buffering. He knows how
Yeah.
to, you know, cut sheet
Sharpen a
metal. He makes that
blade.
glove. I'm like, he could have been making $80 to $120 an hour, but instead he was a janitor. I don't know what he was doing because he knows how to
Yeah.
weld. He's got the
Yeah,
buffering
that's big money
skill.
right there.
Yeah, he took that straight razor. He took all that metal and just made razors out of it. Glove looked nice. Sheet metal
Yep.
was good. He knows how to use shear tins, buffer and wheel. He was using it all. So I was like,
Yeah.
man, I was watching. I was like, this guy's got some skills. So I don't know.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I don't know if he, you know, if he really was a janitor. I think he was a welder or something. So only a
Yeah.
45-year-old white man would notice that, I think. So, but, you know.
Yeah, I know, because like I remember like back when I used to come on, I'm like, what the heck is he doing? Like when I first seen it, yeah, I hadn't seen that, but yeah,
He's
it's
doing the
definitely
MacGyver.
cool.
He's just gathering up scraps and he made
Yeah.
something cool as hell
I
out
want
of
to
it.
make a claw glove out of all this scrap.
Yeah. He used a rivet machine. It looked good. So I mean,
Yeah.
he's some kind of machinist. So
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
he must have been a janitor just to get the kids because he could make more money. He was
Yeah,
definitely underrated. So
definitely. Dude, I remember like I don't know if you paid attention like when you were watching it though, but when Nancy got the pills, she found the pills in her mom or in the bathroom. And they had like it's stay awake now. It looked like somebody like took some tape and wrapped around it and like wrapped the label around it. It looked generic. I'm like, I definitely would not be eating that stuff. There's some black market caffeine pills.
yeah, the whole movie was funny. I mean, and you know, you can watch a Michael Myers movie or a Jason movie, and you really don't get the you can't get any I don't know, like Robert Englund. You can see some of his character in Freddy. Even when you see like Robert Englund on other shows, you can see like his face expressions and just his kookiness and
Yeah.
like there's a lot of Robert Englund and Freddy, I think.
Oh,
You know,
definitely. Yeah.
so I mean,
Like, yeah,
if they replaced him, I
would,
think you'd be able to realize it. You'll recognize it. So
oh yeah. I mean, because like even like with the remake when they remade it, I was like, it can't be no Nightmare on Elm Street without Robert Englund. Like that's Freddy. Like
yeah,
that'll always be Freddy.
kind of kooky. I mean, everything he
Yeah.
did, a lot of it didn't even scare me. You know, it did when I was a kid, of course. But the dorkiest parts to me was when he's walking down that alley and he's got the real long arms.
Yeah. And he's like,
It didn't even look scary. And then like every time he got close to like Tina or Nancy, he like cut his fingers off or he'd cut himself. And I'm thinking, you're just doing the work for him, you know?
oh yeah, he all popped that big pimple on his. He's like, check out this.
Yeah. It wasn't even scary to me. So, but I remember,
Yeah.
you know, just how it changes. But I still love watching it. I think it's really funny.
Oh
I think
yeah,
it's really
definitely. Like, yeah, I'd say like yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street's like like it was like one of my favorite. I mean, it still is like one of my favorite like horror movies, like franchise too. Like growing up,
yeah.
watching them.
Yeah, it's definitely and
Yeah,
the quote of the movie, if you remember, Tina was up in her room and that Freddy was throwing rocks at the window.
mm-hmm.
You remember that? And one rock stuck in the window right where her eyes was, like, you know, and she
Yeah.
got pissed and she said, "Who do you think you are? Whoever you are." I was like, that's some good writing right there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, I was like, yeah, it's not the greatest written line, but that's my favorite quote of the whole movie. Who do you think you are? Whoever you are. So Tina didn't last long. And
No.
hey, you had Johnny Depp in the movie. I mean, that's the biggest star in the movie, I guess. So
Yeah.
was that his first movie you remember seeing him in?
Yeah, I think that's supposed to be his first movie that he actually did, or something like that.
Yeah, his first movie I remember seeing him in. And I
Yeah,
guess that was
like,
before 21 Jump Street. Wasn't he in 21 Jump Street? So
yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah, it was. Yeah,
it was 89
yeah, it's supposed to
or
be
84.
his
Sorry.
movie. Yeah, 84. Yeah, for Freddy. Yeah, it's supposed to be his first movie though. Like, I think even if you look on his wiki, I think it might show that as his. That's a kick-ass first movie though to be in.
Yeah, and for your body to have what is it like 4 pints of blood? He sure did lose a lot of blood when he got pulled down in that bed. I mean, it's like a waterfall.
I know. I was like, and after I was watching it for a while, I was like, what the hell happened to all that water? It went on the ceiling.
Yeah.
It was like an ocean.
Yeah, there's a lot of cheesy parts in it, but I really liked it. I thought it was pretty.
Oh,
Cool.
definitely, yeah. I like the part too when like Nancy pulled Freddy out and like he was in a Home Alone.
I thought about that, and it did remind me of Home Alone. And since you brought that part up, something else that didn't make sense. She called her dad. It was doing the investigation across the street.
Yeah.
She said, "Come over here in 20 minutes." And she set her
Yeah.
alarm. Well, she went and found light bulbs, tripwire,
Yeah.
gunpowder, a
Did
drill,
the
a
whole.
sledgehammer. She built a concoction above her door. She talked to her mom, and that was in 10 minutes because she still had 10 minutes to get to sleep. So she
Yeah.
was very, very good with her time. I mean, I don't know how you build a concoction with a sledgehammer,
Hey,
change out the light bulbs.
it
I
was
mean,
in black market caffeine pills.
10 minutes. Yeah. And you're talking about caffeine. That's my wife came in the room when I was watching it. And, the whole movie's pretty unbelievable. But
Yeah.
I got ill at one part because her mom came in Nancy's room with her and she's like, "Try to get some sleep, baby." And Nancy's like,
Yeah.
"I'm going to try to." And then her mom leaves and she pulls out a fucking whole coffee pot underneath the bed. And I told my wife, I said, "You telling me she can't smell that coffee brewing?" You know what I mean? And my wife's
Yeah.
like, "That's the fakest part you think in the movie? That's the fakest part? That's what you're mad about?" And I'm like, "It don't make any sense. She could smell that coffee." She's like drinking
Yeah.
coffee all
Coffee be
night.
burning shit.
Yeah, had a fucking coffee pot underneath the bed. So,
Like, yeah, that's definitely not gonna cause a fire.
yeah, drinking a full coffee pot every night, and nobody can smell it underneath the bed. So,
Oh yeah.
I don't know. But let me show
Yeah, and
my
like,
first. Let me show my first or second little Freddy thing laying around
ooh,
here. This is the second appearance of Freddy Krueger.
nice. Yeah.
This is a Marvel magazine, which I don't like Marvel too much, but this is one of the cool things that Marvel did do. This is the
Yeah.
second appearance. This came out in 1989, 5 years after Nightmare on Elm Street 1. And I bought this a couple years ago. And I really like these magazines if you can find them. So,
Yeah, they're super hard to get. Ain't that also too like the origin?
yeah, both of these tell the whole. There's only two
Also,
books in the series.
yeah, yeah. I
So,
didn't know if like I
yeah,
always seen like the second one being like his origin or something like
yeah.
that.
But it's got
A
cool
little
artwork in it.
backstory.
And it's his second appearance, so I thought it was pretty cool. So and plus I didn't, just the fact that Marvel had the Freddy rights at one time, I thought was pretty neat.
Yeah, nah, that's pretty crazy.
I wish they'd do something with it again. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, like I know Avatar they had a hold of the Freddy thing,
Yeah,
like that was pretty cool. Like I've only got a couple of them, but let me pull out something
yeah.
cool.
That was 2006. That's a cool run. Them things they go for some
Yeah.
money now.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let me see. I will show off. Well, actually, we were backstage talking about it. I was opening it up. Don't have the box, but
Oh yeah, that's awesome. That's really
yeah,
awesome. I want one of those. Yeah, that one and the Jason one. They're both expensive, but
yeah,
especially uh, I like the game. I like the sleeve. I like the manual. I like the box. Even a crushed
mhm.
up box is expensive. So to
Oh
get the
yeah,
whole
definitely.
thing is really expensive.
Yeah, I mean, this game wasn't great. Like the controls and shit were like delayed, but it's still a cool game. It was a really cool game, and like they're even back then they were trying to do like four player like multiplayer thing
Hmm.
going on with it. But yeah, it's pretty cool though.
I think that one's a little rarer than the Friday 13th one.
Yeah, this one's a little more rare to come across. It's a little more pricier than the Friday the 13th. A long time ago when I was actually buying, like when I actually bought here, I know this is a Freddy show, but yeah, like then
Oh yeah, that's
and
awesome.
then like when I was buying this because this is like all complete, and the dude actually he had a video game store and he was selling his collection, and he had the Nightmare on Elm Street one in the box and all that. And I was like, nah, I was like, I'll just get the Freddy one. And then I realized my screw up, and I was like, and I was trying to go back, and then they were like, no, he sold his whole collection, so I missed out. So I ran across that the single one cart that I can't remember what I paid for. I bought it a long time ago. I think it was like $15 or
Yeah, man,
something like
that's a
that.
great deal. They're 400 or 500
Yeah,
if you get the box and everything for them now on eBay.
yeah, I
Uh,
know. I was
I
thinking about
mean,
trying to track that down, the boxes and manual,
yeah,
but
Jacob says he can't see Robert England without thinking about Freddy. And yeah, me too. He's just one of them things where
yeah,
if you play that character, it's kind of like
yep,
Screech. That's
draw
all he'll
that.
ever be able to do. But
Yeah, yeah.
back to your book, man. That game, those things, it's like things are worth money that you don't expect, like old comics. You threw them away. Well, everybody threw the box away. Everybody threw the manual away. And that's the shit you can't find no more, you know?
Yep, exactly.
But there's Immortal Biggie Shaq. What's up, brother? I love it. Oh, me. What does he say? I can't remember if it took my meds today. I don't know what he's talking about. But today, he don't know if he took his meds today. There's Noran. What's going on? Yes. And Silver Night Cow. But yeah, the games I have. I like to collect anything pop culture. You know, anything I can get my hands on. I remember going to Blockbuster and getting those games as a kid, and you'd rent them, and you'd be pissed because you knew they were only getting like 3 copies, and you'd run up there and there wouldn't be none, and then the motherfucker would have it for 3 days, and you go back on the 3rd day, and he's paying the late fee and keeping it another week, and you're like, ah.
Yeah, I know. Like that definitely sucks too. Like, yeah, when you're trying to like rent the games, or if you had the game now, you didn't want to take it back. You wanted to just keep playing it.
Yeah,
rack out late feed up.
Yeah, there's K-pop. What's going on, K-pop?
K-pop. Yes. Yeah, actually, I bought this for my son, but he didn't like it when he was little, so I inherited it. But it was some weird toy. Like they made some type of like He-Man looking figures, like the old He-Mans. Well, this is the Freddy one they did.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
It was like Jungle Freddy. They gave him like a.
They gave him some muscles too.
Oh yeah, he's all roided out. But yeah, only thing I think is cool though, like you can take his little glove off.
Yeah.
Put it on. But yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. Like this one, I'd say like out of the whole line of them though, like the Freddy one was probably like the weaker one. They did a Leatherface one, I think, and a Pinhead. Like Pinhead looks crazy. He's all jacked up like that.
Yeah, yeah. He's gained about 200 pounds since then, I'd say.
Yeah, yeah. The future Freddy.
But like you said, I was scared the whole first movie until that 15-year-old girl brought him out of the dream and then beat his ass up. And it did remind me of Home Alone. I'm like, well, if she can do it, what would a grown man do to him? You know what I mean?
It would
light
murder
bulb
him.
Busted by his head. He wasn't too tough when he got out, but you know.
Yeah.
And you can even get on eBay now and buy the phone with the tongue on it. I don't know if you've seen that.
Oh no, I haven't seen that. Like, that's pretty cool.
Well, if you wasn't a fan of the movie though, people probably wouldn't know what the hell that is that they saw around your house.
Like, yeah, they'd be like, "What kind of weird shit's that?"
Yeah, hell you into? This is a creepy shit, you know. Oh man, and then let's see what else I got around. Another thing I thought was odd about the movie, if you remember, Rod, he killed. Well, they thought he killed. You know, they locked him up in jail. They thought he killed Tina. He was in that jail cell for about 2 or 3 days, and he still had blood all over his hands. I'm like, damn, will they not let him just wash his hands? Please, he's still covered in blood after 3 days. But here is the first appearance of Freddy Krueger.
Nice.
This one here is, you know, still 1989. It's only a 2-part series with this one. And I picked both of these up a couple years ago. And October 1st it came out, so it's a good time to come out. And
oh yeah, definitely. Them are actually kind of tough to find too.
Yeah, and you know these cost. This one's probably around average of $80 to $100 on eBay, and this one's usually 40 to 60, something like that. So a lot of times you buy them both together for 100, something like that. And we was talking about great time for that to come out. I was looking, and the real movie came out like November 16th. You know. 1984, so it missed Halloween. So I thought that was if it only came out 2 or 3 weeks before, it would have did a lot better. I thought in the movie theaters.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But like, how can you miss Halloween? You know what I mean? Why are you coming out right after Halloween? But there is Brian. What's going on, Brian? Yes. So,
I actually I got another cool thing I wanted to show you. Like these are kind of pretty tough to come across. I've actually I finally found the first book, but there's a few of them, but like the first 2 books are like really hard to get.
Oh yeah.
But,
yeah, that's cool.
On Elm Street.
And look the detail of that glove.
Yeah.
I mean, you see all that metal he had to bend and the copper, and he was grinding it on the grinding wheel and using the rivet machine.
There's a better one right there of him.
Yeah, Robert Englund's man.
Oh yeah, yeah. But this has got like parts 1, 2, and 3. continuing the stories, with it. And then I think it's got his backstory to it, like an origin type deal, like what happened to him. But yeah, these are actually pretty tough to come across. I actually was lucky and ran across it in my one comic shop. They get books every once in a while, and I went in there. I think I got that for like $10. And I was
That's
like,
cool.
cool. Yeah.
I remember when I was around 96, 97, when I was a teenager, I worked at a video rental store. And as a video rental store slash grocery store slash
Oh,
market
shit.
slash tanning bed place. And
Oh, wow.
I worked in the video game rental store, video game slash, VHS
Yeah.
store. And they would have them movies up for like every horror movie you could think of. And they'd get movies in that you're supposed to hang on the window, the posters. And
Yeah.
we would never promote like silly movies because, you only got so much room on your walls. We got to have
Yeah.
that for Rambo and Top Gun. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Definitely.
uh, I'd take them all home. I should have kept them because now you look on eBay at some of the prices of them, especially the scares movies, the Sleepaway
Mhm.
Camp or shit like that. The movies, the
Yeah.
original posters go for a lot of money.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Like, yeah, posters are like way like I never would have thought like back in the day like posters would go for the amount of money as some of them go for now. But yeah,
Yeah.
they're
And
definitely.
the more popular movie, the Friday the 13th and stuff like that, and the Nightmare on Elm Street, they made more of them. But you get into the
Mhm.
Faces of Death and Sleepaway Camp and Pumpkinhead and all that kind of stuff. You know, they're
I've
hard to
got a
find.
I've got a cool one. It's a Transmutation, like
Hmm.
an old movie. It's like from the '80s. There's a Clive Barker script to it, but it's pretty like wacky and crazy. But I actually got like the original fold up poster of it. Still, it's pretty cool. It's got some crazy guy there with the beaker dumping, like or holding a beaker with some girl in a bikini screaming like ah. But it's pretty cool. I'll have to show you a picture of it sometime.
Yeah, that is
But it's
cool.
from like it's from like '86 or something like that.
Biggie says he thinks Freddy is more popular in the '80s than Michael Myers and Jason, but Jason is now. I agree. I think
Yeah,
all horror was more popular in the '80s. You know,
yeah, definitely.
I don't know why, but back then, Jason, Michael, they're all bigger back then than they are now. I think. You know.
I'd say like back and then, like yeah, Freddy and Jason was like way more popular than Michael Myers. Then Michael Myers has kind of like exploded now since that whole
Yeah.
we don't talk about them
Well,
the movie.
Michael didn't really scare me a lot as a kid because I mean he was chasing around a blonde headed girl and an old man, and he could never kill them. I'm like, there's no way he could kill me. You know.
Yeah, and
So
plus too, he's always standing in the back, not saying
yeah,
nothing
yeah. I'm like,
with a
why?
knife.
And that's another thing about if you watch Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one, the whole movie, they're like slow motion jogging. You ever notice they're running down alleyways and stuff? I'm like, it don't even look real. They're not even running full speed. They're like a slow motion jogging,
Yeah,
screwing their head off. I'm like, it just looks crazy. It don't even look real.
yeah.
So
You see that one part when he or Nancy, I think it was, like threw a trash can in front of Freddy, and he's like he stops for a second and grabs it and then moves it and then runs after her. I'm like, damn, she could have made it like a block away by the time we got done doing that.
yeah, there's a lot of bad stuff in it, but I love the
Oh yeah,
Pixar
it's
movie.
it's classic.
It kind of reminds me of that commercial where there's like, let's hide behind the chainsaws. You seen that?
Yeah, yeah,
What I mean?
like
It's
the
like
bad
dumb
ideas and
decisions.
shit.
Yeah, just people
Yeah,
falling down everywhere. So
yeah,
uh,
like where everybody's dying and shit. They're like, let's go that way.
yeah, go that way. That's what you need to do. Right that way. All right, let's see what else I got laying around here. Oh man, I got
As I say, you probably got all the comics like what I got.
I got that was the first appearance of Freddy, but I wanted the first appearance of Freddy in comic form, and that was 1991, and
Yeah,
that is
uh,
innovation. And I love these innovations. Yeah, that's where it's at right there. These
yeah,
books, I just did a
they're
thing
super.
on Innovation Comics last week,
Yeah, I caught that.
and I showed hell, what did I show? I showed Psycho, and
Yeah, it's like the
and
issue 3 was super hard. Is
I
it?
titled it Innovation Comics. I knew it wouldn't get a lot of views because who in the hell cares about Innovation Comics?
Yeah,
I could have put in there horror, and then you'd have to type on it to see what it was or look at it. But
yeah,
I wanted people that's looking for Innovation Comics to have some kind of thing on YouTube to actually find out something about them. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
Innovation
definitely, man.
Comics, they were only around, from 1988 to 94. And so they weren't around long at all. And I kind of feel like, how we were talking about, what was the company we was just talking about? The new Freddy Krueger.
Oh, Avatar.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's the new innovation because they do a lot of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a lot of Jason. They do a lot of Freddy. They do a lot of properties.
Yeah, I've got a couple of them.
Yeah, that's cool too. Yeah, the detail.
Like,
I love the artwork on those.
Yeah, I mean, like if you'd actually, this don't even give it no justice. Like the detail to it, it's like crazy. I've only got 2 of them. I don't have the first issue, but like this is the Paranoid little run to it. But yeah, they got some pretty gnarly covers. They get pretty crazy.
Yeah, Avatar's got some cool stuff.
Yeah, that's one thing I do like about Avatar. Like they push the envelope. Like they go all the way.
Yeah, yeah, they
But I'd say like that right there, that innovation there, like that was some of like my favorite Freddy covers. Like,
yeah, this is probably my favorite innovation title. You know, because they also had Child's Play, Interview with the Vampire. But I really like Nightmare on Elm Street. But this
Nightmare.
Like, and here he's got on the silver glove, not the gold glove. If you ever notice, every once in a while you'll see a gold glove. So I guess he had a couple.
Yeah,
the silver one must be the ones that Nancy's mom has in the furnace. I don't know. That was kind of weird too. Why in the hell are you keeping his glove in the furnace?
Yeah, like.
Memories. Do you not use that furnace the last 20 years? Has it not been cold? You know what I mean? You're just going to hide it in the furnace? Or do you move it every winter whenever it gets cold, you know?
I was going to say, do you got, what all the innovation nightmares do you got? You got them like all?
I got all 6 of them, yeah.
Oh, sweet. You got you got these right here?
No, that's the Freddy's Dead series from 91. There's 3 of those. Yeah, them are cool too. So he's got the gold glove on there.
Yeah. Another gold glove.
That's the pimp glove. So there's 2 gloves we know. Yeah, that's cool.
You got the gold pimp glove with this sitting there playing with the receiver.
I think I'm going to do the Freddy's Dead next. And then I'm probably going to do the Child's Play run. The Child's Play run don't have good covers, but I guess I'm going to get them anyway.
Yeah, are you talking about Child's Play or Child's Play 2?
The Innovation Child's Play.
Because Child's Play 2 on Innovation, like that's actually the first one.
I'd be 2 then, I guess. I'll get the older stuff first. That's what I always do.
Yeah, because like Child's Play 2, because I've got it somewhere. But it's Child's Play 2 is actually like the first issue is like the first appearance of Chucky in comics.
Ah, lovely Mitch. I don't know who that is, but glad to have you here, lovely Mitch.
But yeah, it's pretty cool though. Like the Chucky one is, but the crazy thing with it is I don't know if it was getting towards innovations like where they were getting ready to go under.
Yeah.
But they didn't even put innovation on the front cover of it.
94. Yeah. They owed like all kinds of artists, creators, companies for their, properties.
Yeah.
They got out of town quick. Lady Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
What is up? Glad she's a local in my neighborhood. She always hangs out at my local comic book store. So oh man, so number 2 in the run.
Nice.
And the claws have gotten extra long on this one. Yeah. So but love innovation. I'm glad we're bringing some attention to innovation.
Yeah, definitely. Like they're one of like my favorite comic companies, like like for like the old horror stuff like that. Like not all of it, but they did a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, they did Queen of the Damned. They just couldn't like create their own superheroes or nothing. They were good at using properties, but they just couldn't create nothing on their own. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's crazy to think about it, but I was looking at Wikipedia. They're talking about how it got raised on a $400,000 fundraiser. And at one time, it was the 4th largest company after Marvel, DC, and Dark Horse. So
I remember you saying that. And I was like, wow. I was like, that's kind of like hard to believe that they were like
that big.
Largest company. Yeah.
Because, I mean, you don't see their shit nowhere,
Yeah.
You hardly ever see them in the back bin.
Yeah. So I think the most I've ever seen innovation is like I went to this one toy store and they had like a whole short box of like Lost in Space. And there's like a bunch of innovation Lost in Space comics in there.
Yeah. Lady Fantastic says, I just bought a bunch of X-Men from Great Escape. That's our comic book store. Silver and bronze. Glad for you, Lady Fantastic. Marvel's her jam. So X-Men's her jam.
Heck
So
yeah.
uh,
I think there was I went down like on a road trip one time. I went over to Kentucky. I think there was like a Great
there
Escape
is a Great Escape.
over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
There's
went
like,
to it before. It's pretty cool. Like they sold, I think they had a bunch of like comics, and then they had like movies and stuff in there.
yeah,
I think they
they
might
got
have
movies, they
Kentucky.
got video games, they got posters, they got
Yeah,
Pokemon shit, they got toys.
everything.
Yeah, it's my happy spot. I just go in there and
Heck yeah.
nerd out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I could definitely see that. Like the one I went to was pretty cool.
Yeah. One of the last video games I bought in there was an Asteroids Atari game with the manual. So that
Nice.
was my jam when I was a kid. I played Asteroids. It was like cornflakes, and you sit there and
Hell yeah.
very bad graphics.
I might have
But
to dig up that Spider-Man one I got for Atari. It's a
yeah,
horrible game, but it's cool. I used
yeah,
to love it when I was a kid.
all that stuff's cool, man. Anything from your past, it's awesome.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There's number 3
Nice.
from 91. It's not the greatest cover. I don't know what's going on there, but number 3 of innovation.
Yeah, it looks like it's got a little bit of Hellraiser twist to it.
Yeah, yeah.
You got
So where'd you find
Franklin.
yours at? Your innovations?
Uh,
Did you do the eBay thing, or did you actually find them out in the wild?
no, I found them out in the wild. Like just running around, going to different comic shops. It took me forever just to get 3,
Yeah, yeah.
and I was just like, it took forever. And I still, to this day, every time I go to a comic shop, I'm always looking for them. I even ask, and they're like, no.
The hardest one's 6. 6 is very rare.
Yeah,
Very,
ain't that the white cover one?
yeah, it's like you're gonna find one if you get on eBay. You might find one for about $170 in rough shape. And that's raw. Just
Yeah.
the rest of the
Wow.
series you can get pretty cheap compared to it's 5 or 6 times more money than the first number 1, which is crazy to me. But I think it
Yeah,
was the
that
end of
is
the
pretty
run, and they
great.
didn't make many of them. Yeah, so
Yeah.
this is my favorite cover, number 4. It's
Yeah, that one's pretty cool with the
I
hiding
like the
behind the
graveyard cover.
headstone.
These people here are a little bit more calm than I'd be.
Yeah.
And
Just
even
like
though this
looking
one
at
here, she
stars.
looks like she's on meth or something. She's a little bugged out. But they're sitting on a tune, and I don't like the hand coming out of here. I don't know what's happening here. I guess it is a nightmare. I don't know. But
Yeah,
Freddy looks cool. The background looks cool. I
that
think
is
that's
pretty
really
cool.
cool. This is number 4, innovation, people.
Nice.
So,
I know like
man.
the beginning,
What?
I think they did 2 issues of it, Nightmare on Elm Street, the beginning. And like
I don't know.
they were supposed to put out a 3rd issue, and then that's when they went under and they shut down. They never got to put out the 3rd issue. So there's only 2.
There's Trev. What's up, Trev? So, yeah. I wish they'd come out with something else. I wish Marvel, or I really don't want Marvel to pick up the property, because Marvel.
Yeah.
One thing I read Marvel is Predator. They do an okay job, but it's not gory enough or anything like that. I kind of
Yeah.
wish maybe, I don't know, like you said, maybe Avatar or something would take back over and do some Freddy. Or
Yeah. Or at least put a trade out of it, like a big collection of like
yeah,
some of the stuff.
maybe Image or something. Somebody that's gonna be a little bit more risky with it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah, I definitely agree on that. Like, I think that would be really cool if like another company, like an underground company or whatever, that would do that, like something like Avatar, and just
maybe a
like balls
DC
to the
Black
wall.
Label. The Black Label brand might be all right. The bigger
Yeah,
books, but
yeah, that'd be cool.
oh man, number 5.
Nice. That one's pretty cool too.
Yeah.
I like that one.
I would like to have the original artwork to that. I think it'd probably look pretty neat.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
So
I wonder who did the original artwork to it,
I don't know.
because I know like a lot of them, yeah, they don't. Well,
It's
the
got the
first
name
one,
right there, but you can't really tell who it is.
gotcha. So I knew like this. I don't think, yeah, because issue 3 don't even have nothing on it. That would be pretty cool. Like
Yeah.
to get like the original artwork and get it framed up.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Agreed, man. Here's a lady. What's the lady saying here? You like Nevo, Crypt from the Shadows, Bizarre Tales come out in the last couple years. I can read Crypts of the Shadows. I'll read any horror. I'll collect any horror. I'll try anything. But usually Marvel is just a lot more tamer. Uh, I'd rather do DC, and especially older '70s stuff. DC had all the just kicked Marvel's
All the
ass
cool
because
stuff.
you got anything from Witching Hour to
Yeah.
House of Secrets to House of
Yeah.
Mystery to all the Dark Mansion, all that kind of stuff. So uh, there was some cool titles of Marvel, but a lot of the Marvel stuff was just remakes from. They just reprinted a lot of the
Atlas stuff.
the older stuff. So um,
They had some cool covers though.
yeah, they're really cool covers. I collect all that stuff. I still have all of it, but
Like what was it? A DC did what was it Weird Mysteries or something like that? The one with the teddy bear cover. You see like the little teddy bears attacking this dude.
yeah, there's weird mysteries. There's weird, weird war
Yep.
tales. There's a lot. First thing I do usually when I
Yeah.
go to stores go to the W's because all the weird shit,
Yeah.
witching hour, the W's is where you need to be. That's the first place
Yeah.
I hit. The W's and then the S's. So
Mm-hmm.
and the H's because you got House of Mystery, House of Secrets. So,
Yep. Yep.
but
Yep. Going to
yeah,
the
he says
S's too.
deceased. You got
Swamp Thing.
deceased and deceased is all right, and you got vampires. Was that DC vampires or whatever?
Hmm.
But most
Yeah,
new
never
stuff
read
I
none of
read
that.
is Boom or Image.
Yeah.
I still
I
do
think
some of
yeah.
that.
I've read like some Image, like yeah, like I'll read like Image and stuff like that, like out of the newer stuff. I don't read quite too much like Marvel, like you're saying,
Yeah,
it's more tamer. Like
yeah. One of the new books I like for Image is Nemesis. I don't know if you've seen
oh
Nemesis.
yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty
yeah, I
brutal. They
remember.
go
Yeah,
around shooting cops all day. So
yeah,
that's
I remember you were telling me about that. I've been wanting to like go hunt one down.
I like that. And I'm DC. I'm loving Swamp Thing still. Green Hill. That's pretty neat. So
I kind of want to. Yeah, I kind of like didn't jump on it and get the first one. I know didn't they reprint it or something like that.
yeah, yeah. Well, the first one came out like over a year ago,
Yeah.
and then I think I got it. This is the second print here, but
Gotcha.
Lemire,
That's still cool
Lemire,
though.
yeah, he went on doing other things. He got busy doing other things, and like the second issue came out like a year later, so they went ahead and reprinted the first copy again too,
Cool.
which they
Yeah, I'm gonna
needed
have to
to.
go pick it up. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've always heard really good things about it though.
yeah.
I mean, oh, you can't go wrong with Swamp Thing though.
And this is the big daddy. This is the hard one to get. Very rare. This in raw. If you get on eBay right now, they'll cost you. They go up raw for like all the way up to like $250, $300. But I think I
Yeah,
paid maybe $50 for mine. I kept looking for one and looking for one, but
yeah,
I'm thinking it's short print compared to the other ones because why else would
yeah,
six be worth so much more than one?
yeah.
So
It had to been like, yeah, it had to been like a lower print run with it.
yeah,
That's pretty cool though, man. I actually like that. Freddy looks fucking cool.
and I don't care about shape. I just wanted the whole run that way I could read it. But this one here, it's got
Yeah,
all kinds of spine wear and it's wavy, but I don't care. It's better
yeah.
than
Cause
paying three
was
hundred dollars for a good one.
oh
So
definitely. Cause wasn't it like the innovation, like the first 3 issues, like half of three or whatever was like the 1, 2, and like some of three was like actually off the movie, and then after that they went doing their own run, like
yeah,
Innovation
I
did.
got a little. It borrowed some from the movie, but some of it was like totally different. I mean, this
Yeah,
first book, it looks like it's from London. I mean, it's
yeah, I
freaky.
know, yeah,
So which I like. I'm glad it wasn't just a copy of. And this book right here, if you get the Brazilian version of this book, she's naked on the cover. Where is she? Right there.
oh no shit,
Yeah. Show that Freddy
huh?
doll again. Let's see the Freddy
Oh yeah,
doll. Yeah, that's cool. I gotta find me one of those. I want a Freddy
when I was,
sweater.
oh yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, like I used to like I played with this thing so much when I was a kid, like the little voice box and it's all wore out. So
Yeah.
like when I pull it, I have to hold it a little bit. It sounds even creepier though. I don't know if it'll do it, but yeah, it's just like it's messed up though. But it's from my childhood. It's still cool. Yeah, Freddy. This actually like he goes for a little bit of money though for like if he's still in the box. The box is cool. Like it looks like he's in a boiler room.
Yeah. I
But
like to have one. I gotta find me one. I got a bunch of that size things around here, but I don't have a Freddy Krueger that size.
there's an antique mall like down the road from me. They got one. It's still in a box, but they want like $150 for them. I'm like, "Ugh." But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know exactly what he goes for. I mean, that might be a good deal, might not.
So you had that cool as a kid. I had fucking Pee Wee Herman as a kid. We could pull a string in the back. Mine wasn't near as cool as yours.
I had that, and I had a Beetlejuice.
Yeah. And they
And
all do the same thing. They go when you pull that
yeah,
string, they get wore out.
oh yeah. Like I think what the cool thing with the Beetlejuice one was, like his head would fucking spin,
That's
and
cool.
he could
I've
do
never
it.
seen the
Yeah,
Beetlejuice.
yeah. I got it somewhere. He's all packed up, but yeah, he's definitely cool. But like the Freddy one, I'd say is like about the coolest one. Shit.
There,
But
there's Fast George.
yeah.
What is up, George? Glad you could come on, man. Oh man, yeah. Lady said she had Teddy Ruxpin. She could hang out with me and play with my Pee Wee doll and Lady Ruxpin and your Freddy would have been all right.
Oh yeah.
You
Well,
definitely had the
that's
coolest
like
of the bunch.
My
So
Pet Monster. Remember that?
yeah.
That was pretty
Well,
cool.
my buddy and me. What about those Chucky doll? You know, the little
Yeah, yeah.
my buddy.
Yeah, yep.
So
Yeah.
what you got there?
Check that out. Pretty
Yeah,
cool. They did it was like I think it's in the 90s, maybe late 80s, but they did like a little YA thing. So, yeah, Freddy Krueger's Hell's a Terror.
that's
That
cool.
it's got a little cool like step back art. Gotta get-
Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, like Freddy Krueger Tales of Terror. That sounds like something like Tales from the Dark Side or something. You know what I mean? Where he's kind of
Yeah,
like
basically, yeah.
yeah,
He's
where
like
he's kind of
the
like the narrator.
narrator.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's basically about like what it is. It's like yeah, it's kind of like like even like with the show, like the Freddy's Nightmares and stuff. That was the other thing. I was wanting to share real quick, and I still got from like when I was a kid. I never opened it though, but still had
oh,
it.
that's awesome.
Yeah, Freddy's Nightmares.
Yeah, that's cool. I like to find stuff like that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I remember buying this back like in the day. Like I don't know if have you ever seen like the odd lots and stuff like that or big lots or some shit.
Yeah, we got big lots.
Yeah, like back in the day, it's like the one when I was a kid. It was called Odd Lots. It was basically the same thing, and they had a bunch of like the movies. You just go in there and pick them out for a couple bucks. And I remember I bought that, and I just never got around as a kid to watching it, but I had it because I was like anything Freddy. I was like,
That's kind of how I am now at Walmart when I go get in the big basket and they got like the $5 DVDs. You just dig.
yeah, oh yeah, I
Yeah,
know you got to stack them up and shit so they don't fall off everywhere. And you're all like digging down in a little hole,
yeah,
hoping you don't get all of it
yeah.
fall on you.
Yeah, and you can rent them off TV. I don't know why I buy them, but I like to just have the physical copy, like we talked about earlier. You know.
Yeah, that's how I am too. Like, cause every time like I want to watch something when it's streaming, they pull it off, and I'm like, it ain't on there no more. So I got to go buy it. So I make sure I got it, and then
Yeah, Lady
it's
Fantastic says people are grading VHS now. There's a show about it. Yeah, they got a
yeah,
show comes on every week. Tape Heads, it's called. But
really,
yeah,
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 that was a
people.
big thing.
Yeah, of course it's hard to find them still in the plastic. You know what I mean? 'Cause everybody open them.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I
but
know, like, I know people do that with like video games and shit. Like they'll get them all graded.
this has been behind me for about 3 weeks now,
Mm,
and we're gonna have an unboxing today.
sweet.
So, are you out of your stuff? You out?
Yeah, pretty much. I
All
mean,
right.
like,
This would be the grand finale right here. Then. So,
I just got that.
all right, let's see that.
That's the what Craven's New Nightmares. It's just like the novelization
It
to
looks
it.
it looks looks like that might be Robert England. You think maybe?
Oh yeah. It was him,
Looks
and
like
it's
him.
still like
Kind of got his
yeah,
face expressions.
yeah. It's like, have you ever seen the New Nightmares?
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, where they try to revamp him up, make him look different. It's
I
like right there's Robert England right there.
yeah. I like the older stuff. It was harder for me to get. There was that phone with the tongue too. One of the phones.
Was it?
Uh,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
down there.
You can buy that phone on eBay now. But
That's awesome,
my kids wouldn't even
the
know what the
tongue
phone
thing.
was. More or less the tongue. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like a house line. What the hell is that? But
yeah, I know.
But yeah, I love the older stuff. I quit what the last. I wasn't into like Freddy versus Jason or none of that. That kind of got me
Yeah.
out of the mood. But I like the older stuff better.
Oh yeah, definitely. I like the older stuff better. Like I didn't mind Freddy versus Jason too much. Like I remember when I was younger, this came out. I used to hate it. Like this sucks. It's not a real Nightmare on Elm Street. It's supposed to be like the movie was fake and they were all actors and
Well, you're like, how
But
can him
then,
and Jason have a good tie fight here, but he couldn't be up a 15-year-old girl just a couple of movies ago?
yeah, he got took out. Yeah, Macaulay Culkin set up.
It did remind me of Home Alone, you know.
Yeah,
Maybe they should
definitely.
sue Home Alone because I think they came out first with that idea. So,
Yep.
and then there's no good horror movies out right now, but next month you got Scream coming out, and
Yeah.
and I want to see. You seen the previews for that 65? This guy and child is in a spaceship, and they have to make emergency landing. They make emergency landing on Earth, and it's something like 65 million years before,
Human.
yeah. And they land, and they think they're just normal. And they're walking around. They got their laser guns and all this shit, and they got on their armor, and fucking dinosaurs come out of everywhere. And it's just like it's a horror movie / sci-fi movie, but it's like Jurassic Park on steroids. And
Oh,
they got
shit.
kind of like Predator. They're running for their lives from dinosaurs. So it's
Yeah.
called 65. So when you
Yeah,
get
I
off
have to
here,
look that up.
yeah, just type in 65. It comes out in about, I think it was March 10th. So
Cool.
check that out. Well, let's get to the unboxing. See what's
Let's
in
do
there. I
this.
already pre-opened it.
Awesome.
So let's see here. Let's see here what we got in the box. This has been sitting behind me for this show for a while. And as you can see, this one's signed by Robert Englund. And he also signed it Freddy Krueger on there. I saw this book. I thought the green fit it perfect. So I had to have it. This is the first appearance of Freddy in comics. So this in comic. The other one, this one is the first appearance of Freddy, period, but it's magazine form. A couple years later, that's 88. This one is 91. This came out. So as you can see, autographed by Robert Englund, signed Freddy Krueger, Robert Englund on 11/11 of 22. So there's not many actors I want their autograph, but he's one of the ones I really did want. So
Heck yeah, that's super cool, man. Like, yeah, I want his autograph too. Like, he's one of the ones.
yeah, I mean, I don't really care for the Jason ones or Michael Myers because who the hell played them? It don't really matter, you know. I could have played Michael Myers. You're just walking around with a mask on. There's no emotion, no talking. But
like, I can't think of his name. I'm like, I got a brain fart right now. Like, who played Jason? I think he was in like the New Blood, and then on up, he was the most famous Jason. Kane Hodder. Like, I kind of want to get his autograph. But yeah, like Robert Englund, though, like he's one. Like, I definitely want to get down the line.
Stephen King be cool.
Yeah.
But I think going with the green marker though to match the dress.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah, it could have went silver or something, but I think the green really pops. And then I really like the fact that he also put Freddy Krueger on there.
Yeah,
you see people like Todd McFarlane, they won't even write their whole name out. It's like just T McFarlane because they're trying to get through as many as possible. But the fact that he wrote all that out and put it in green, I really like it. So
yeah, that is super cool. Yeah, I didn't even know he did that, like the signing comics.
Yeah. So
that is cool, man.
So this I'll keep
cherry on the top.
So that is about all we have for tonight. So we're under 49 minutes. What you got going on next week?
Probably not too much. Probably same old. Nothing too much crazy. Like, I kind of like
on IG Saturday night.
Yep. Yeah. Every Saturday night, me and a few buddies, like, we just hang out and talk about comics, movies, music, all kinds of stuff.
All that jazz.
Yeah.
Local hangouts. If you're not doing that on Saturday nights at 9:00 Central, get on IG and look at Carnosaurs. And am I saying that right? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, they have the Connoisseurs.
Connoisseurs on IG.
Yeah.
And you spell it regular and everything? There's nothing in there?
No, it's like the and underscore Connor, like the name, and then Sewers. Underscore and then Sewers.
Yeah, because the worst thing I ever did was on my page, I started spelling comics with an X, and nobody can ever find my fucking site. So they're like, I'll try to find dope comics. I can't find it. And you got to put the X in there. And I have to tell people all the time, underscore and then X. So
I know a long time ago, like when I tried that with you, and I was like, did he spell it with an X or without an X? I was like, I think it's out without an X. I'm like, where's it at?
yeah, I
I
don't
had to
think
go
they had
back.
it available with a just regular spelling. I had to take whatever I could find, but
Yeah, but
that's what we did.
yeah,
But it was a good show, man. Happy to have you on, and come back on anytime you
yeah.
want. Next
Thanks
week
for
we
having me
might
on,
do
man.
I'm thinking on here next week we might do just an open mic night, not have no subject,
Cool,
and just have whoever comes on come on. But
cool.
happy to have you, brother. I'm glad you came
Yeah.
on, and until the next time. See you again beneath the blackened sky. That's pretty